Hey you guys, in this short video, I'm going to show you how to open a file that we are going to call Shed for Editing. This is a file that you should have added to your Google Drive. I have added mine to my Google Drive. It's in this distance learning folder and in my architecture folder. I'm just double checking to make sure it's there because I need it in that drive folder so I can access it when I'm on my AWS. As you can see at the top of my screen, I already have the AWS loaded and ready to go. If you can't remember how to open up the AWS, please reference the videos shared in Schoology. Remember, AWS is our way that we can get to professional level computer programs right on our Chromebooks. This specific program that I have opened in the AWS is called Revit, Autodesk Revit. Now, if you followed all the other video and you ended up in Adobe Illustrator, don't worry, you don't have to close out and start again. All you need to do is click on these four squares here and switch from Illustrator and find Revit. It is the blue R in that. If you're on a black screen and you can't see any computer program, same process. You're going to click on the four squares and then open up Revit. I'm also going to double check to be sure my Google Drive is still added. I'm going to go to the folders here. We've added this earlier in the quarter, and I can see that my Google Drive is in fact added. I added it a while ago. Next thing I am going to do is I'm going to open up the template that we were just looking for in my Google Drive. To do so, I'm going to go to Open under Model. Now that I'm here, I always have to look back and I have to look inside my Google Drive. To do this, I'm going to go to this PC. I'm going to double click on Google Drive and I am going to go to My Drive. Now, if your Google Drive is a real big mess with a ton of files, that process is going to take a little bit longer. I purposefully cleaned up my Google Drive just for these tutorial videos. Now I'm going to go into my distance learning folder again, and I'm going to go in my architecture folder, and here is my file. Finally, I'm going to click on it one time and look at it. It's taking a little longer because it is a really big file. Everything for Revit is going to be a very big file. I'm going to select that file and I'm going to click on Open. And because this is an older version, I created this in Revit 19, you can click on Upgrade. And hopefully this won't take very long. I'm at 64% already. I'm just waiting for it to load. Now that might take even a teeny bit longer when it comes to the very same process for you on your Chromebook, just because your processing on that Chromebook is a teeny bit slower. So now that I have my file opened in Revit, I'm going to give you a quick tour of what Revit is and how it should look on your Chromebook. Always in Revit, on the left-hand side of the screen, you should have what they call a ribbon. Always make sure that your properties are open and that your project browser is open. The things that we will be doing for this project and any subsequent projects must have your project browser open and your properties. If those are not there because you either clicked on the X and closed them out, or they just aren't there from the beginning, please email your teacher on how to get them back up and on your screen. Up on the top, you'll see a whole bunch of buttons. There is a ton. We are just going to hit the tip of the iceberg when it comes to these buttons. We'll be focusing on this architecture tab and a few of the buttons in here. We will be going to the annotate tab, which we have just a couple of things we're actually going to be using within all of these. And then another really common one that we will use is the view tab. In the view tab, I have my favorite feature of Revit. It is the 3D view. When I double click on the 3D view, in a new tab within my screen, my operating screen, I have a 3D version of what my shed looks like. So I just want you to cruise around, explore a couple things about Revit. And when you have your floor open, I want you to take a screenshot of this entire window and submit that on Schoology.